you all are Alabama company?
Well, no, we're a Kansas company. We're out based out of Manhattan, Kansas. So I live in Birmingham, and Jeff lives in Kansas.
I live in Texas, but we're a nationwide company. Home office is in Manhattan, Kansas, but we have territory managers all over the country.
Well, we, expect to have two proposals, yours as well as, another company that we did this for a long time, but we didn't know that another online auction outfit. But certainly we will, take a look at the proposal, see which one is the best, benefit for the county.
Absolutely. And we're here to answer any questions that you may have.
You say y'all been in business for a number of years?
26 years.
Yes, sir.
Was it under another name?
Oh,
No, it's always Purple Wave.
Always Purple Wave. Our biggest aspect of our business is the private sector, but we have 2 government auctions per month. So the thing is, we mainly keep our bidder base engaged all the time because we'll have roughly three auctions a week. So we split them up, and we're more asset based. But I think the proposal that we've given you tonight, as DeAndre kind of tells you, the real benefit, I think, is that you maintain custody and control of the assets. We're a turnkey service. Our service team will come in and do all the pictures and videos. Therefore, when the asset sells from your county, in your county, you benefit from the sales tax dollars. Okay? So we have to pay the sales tax for wherever that asset sells from. So if you pick the asset up and take it somewhere else to a location, the sales taxes are benefit wherever that asset sells from. And
That is different from this movement.
well, it's very different, and that's why, across the country, we have a lot of government entities, municipalities and counties that do business with us because that does give you that ability to maintain those sales tax dollars. On a package like these trucks, significant amount of money.
Do you have to do a guarantee?
Yes, it's
We propose that.
absolutely.
I guess we'll allow him to present that to you.
Yeah, he did call and said he would be, running late because of the, thing in Tuscaloosa. We
Sure.
been running all day because we were stuck in Washington, and
Oh, okay.
it was a nightmare trying to get out of there with all the snow and ice. I should have did like Commissioner Lewis, you must read the weather. And knew it was gonna be a blizzard of sorts,
That's right.
up there, but,
Well, we appreciate being the guest tonight, and if you have any questions, we'll be more than happy to answer.
does anyone have any questions of, Purple Waves? The online auction company similar to J.W. Woods, who have the auction in Montgomery. And he's saying that their auction is based here, and that we will be beneficiaries of the sales tax from whatever I sell here.
That's correct.
Well, does that mean that the potential buyer would be responsible to come in here and pick the
That's correct.
product up?
Which is another benefit, for sure.
Yeah, and we collect better payments, so we would collect the money, you would have to handle the money, we'd handle that for you. We collect better payments on behalf of our government clients. But yeah, the buyer would come and retrieve it. Yes,
From here, instead of, let's say, auction site. Okay.
Absolutely.
Y'all never been to NACO?
What's that?
Y'all never presented at NACO? I don't remember ever seeing
NACO,
the national organization.
I think we've had some of our team present there before.
We also did an ACCA.
And, Gosho, it's on me.
Yeah, we did that last year.
I didn't know they still,
We did the right exhibit hall, we didn't present per se, we were the exhibit hall at our booth. Please come by.
So
But it's like we're gonna attend the county engineers, meeting as well. I think that's right, that's in May, I believe.
Yeah.
Look for purple, not blue.
And that would help.
That's right, absolutely.
Would help. Like I
You
said,
you can't miss it, we're very purpleized out there.
That's right.
well, that's why I say, I didn't see, y'all booth in Orange Beach, and I went to each one of them.
Yeah, we were there, we're all decked out in purple and everything.
Absolutely. We'll have to put a bigger banner up.
So your local office, you still live in Birmingham?
I live in
Oh, you live in
He's in Birmingham. So. I work with the company nationally. Our home office is in Manhattan. I've been with the company about 14 years, but I work with our sales team all over the country. So I just luckily got to be in Alabama this week. So
Manhattan, Kansas, by the way, not
Manhattan, Kansas. Yes.
Little Apples, they call
You bet.
Yeah, that's Kansas jail.
That's right.
Actually, Kansas State.
Kansas State.
Kansas
it.
City.
There's lots, yeah, that's why the purple.
Oh, yeah,
The other company is Kansas State, right? Absolutely.
well, thank you all, and as soon as, we get to that portion,
Thank you.
we'll take it from there. They send you a check. They send a check.
Nah, they send the shit. We'll get it done.
While we're waiting, the engineers did come this past week to the jail. And they have requested that, we hold off on moving forward on anything, as you all had suggested last week, until they do their report. Their report should be ready between Wednesday and Friday of this week. They did say it was all right to continue to be up a computer room, because for sure the computer room has to be moved. So, we have moved forward on that, continue to be that prepared. We did, have another national company to come in, and they're gonna put together a proposal on moving, the computer room. I see the Major League Baseball, Mr. Calhoun, is that you back there?
Yes, sir, how y'all doing? How
You
y'all doing?
wanna come over?
Oh, you want me to come on now?
Yes. I'll give you the introduction, as you come in. We're looking at, reviving our youth sports in the county. And we're doing it with a outfit that's connected to Major League Baseball. Mr. Calhoun has a very vibrant organization in Montgomery. That has been doing quite a bit of work, with youth sports and youth baseball. You partner with,
No, I'm by myself. Everybody else, they kind of went up north to Charlotte to the event we got, every kind of get ready for our games.
you can kind of give us an overview of what you are proposing to do in Perry County. They're trying to bring youth baseball back to rural America and to the rural community. Help with baseball field. We got now 4 baseball fields here in the county, 1 in Uniontown, 1 in Marion, 2 in Marion, and 2 in Uniontown. So it's a plus that we have those many fields here. And we're looking forward this summer and having necessary camps and whatnot for our youth to introduce them back into baseball. Go ahead, Mr. Calhoun.
Yes, good evening, everybody. How y'all doing? Commissioner Turner here, we've been meeting, we've been knowing each other for a while, so he's, you kind of know about our baseball program, so I'll give you a name. So it's called Minority Baseball Prospects. So you can find us on social media, www.minorityprospects.com. So a little bit about us. So we're a 5-year company now. We started doing COVID, doing 2020 when kind of the world kind of shut down. So we started putting out baseball videos and we kind of went viral. So kind of everything is still going. Everything is still going fast. I can say right now for everything that we do, but I can try to be as short and sweet as possible. So in 5 years we produced 85 MLB draft picks out of our organization. So through our program, when we started hitting those thresholds and everything, we started getting a lot of notoriety from a lot of people all over the world. So now we're in 28 states and we're in 1 foreign country, which is the Bahamas. So we go all over. We do a lot of camps. We do a lot of showcases. We do a lot of big events all over the world. So I just saw one of our biggest one. Our biggest one is the HBCU All-Star Game. That's going to be in Kannapolis, North Carolina, June 1st to the 4th. So that'll be the top 60 HBCU baseball players all over the country. So we'd say Alabama State best, Mississippi Valley best, Grambling best, Claflin State best, Tuskegee University best, Morehouse best. We bring them all together and put them in a platform and play in front of every scout, every GM in the country. So a lot of our kids get drafted out of that game. So kind of bring you over to the youth for what we do with the youth. So every big event we do with the big kids, we do a baseball camp. Also. So we probably average about, on the low end, 200, on the high end, 500 kids in the baseball park, learning from those college athletes or our pro athletes or just our high school athletes, our top level high school athletes that would come to our program. So the camp, the kids come out, they have a good time, they learn the basic fundamentals of baseball, they get to see all types of idols and all types of people they can look up to that's doing the same thing on a high level. And we do a lot of financial literacy classes with our older kids, with our college kids. We do it all to try to help all kids in all walks of life to try to help them do the game of baseball. So we want to come here, we want to come here and do a camp. We want to help bring youth baseball back here in Marion and Perry County. So we want to be able to do that. We have a lot of partners and where we can help renovate fields to make them look a whole lot better, make them look play ready and look modernized on what's going on in the world. So we want to come here and do a camp. We want to bring everybody out that we can, that's here, teach them the basic fundamentals of baseball and give them all the resources, the equipment, and everything that you all need, we'll help provide. So, any questions from anybody? Yes, sir.
If you got a few minutes afterwards, I'm working on building the Parks and Rec Board with the City of Marion and working with the revitalization of the Chamber of Commerce and helping to coordinate things with that. I'd love to talk to you afterwards for 5-10 minutes.
Yes,
Get
sir.
your contact info so we can figure out how we can get this stuff rolling ASAP.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. And to you all up here, I want to give you all, all the information that y'all can write down. You can look us up on our website. It's very big, it's very vibrant. collar jobs, whatever it is in the game of baseball, we try to be that big brother that guy to help them do anything.
Look, you said that you're gonna run a camp inside of Perry County.
Yes, sir.
Perry County consists of really two major cities, Uniontown and Marion. You think you can do two camps, or would just be one camp for the whole county?
Well, we can talk about that.
Okay.
Whichever one is feasible, but we would rather do, well, not, let me go back, not, I would say rather, if we had to come and do two camps, we can, because if, I wouldn't know the demographics how far Uniontown is from here, so if it be transportation issues, as far as maybe being from here to there, we're most definitely looking at coming and doing two.
Okay, I think it'll be more feasible.
That at all.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. If we have to do two, we'll be more than glad to do it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Have y'all, since our last meeting, have you all narrowed down a time frame when, we know high school baseball is getting ready to get started now, for, the camp, it's 26 still in play for the camp, or we're gonna have to be trying to get something for 27?
No, so we want to do it, we definitely want to do it this year. So when me and Alex and Reggie were talking earlier this morning in our meeting, we actually wanted to, pretty much put that ball and you all scored on what date is good for you all. And we're gonna, kind of give it a week, probably a week notice, but we can have notice and we'll be here with everything.
Well, I guess y'all see it's gonna be more, we gotta get the word out to the kids.
Because we're doing our ground level camps now, so our ground level camps, we go in all these hubs, we may do, so it's not so much of a major city here, so we have to, probably bus kids to Montgomery to an Alabama State baseball game. If that was possible, it'd have to be some logistics worked out with that, but that's a possibility, but most of the time, we just did a ground level camp last week in New Orleans, doing Mardi Gras. So we did Grambling State versus Alabama A&M, they played a tournament in New Orleans. So we did a camp outside of the tournament. So all the kids come to the game, we invite them to the game, pay for them to go to the game and everything. But also, it's one thing that I can, let you all know that we can do for you all. So in May, we do our HBCU Final Four in Montgomery. So our baseball organization pays for the whole Montgomery school district to come to the district stadium to the baseball game. So we've also had students from Macon County come to our event. So we wouldn't mind buying tickets for the entire, school system if we had to, or whoever could come on those dates to the HBCU Final Four. So we can't tell you the teams is now because season just started, so you kind of got to go through your rankings and kind of go through all of that. But last year we had Tuskegee, Morehouse, Clark Atlanta, and I can't think of the fourth one. We had those 4 teams. They played in the Final Four World Series, and we had the whole school system at the game. So probably like 8,000 kids in the ballpark at one time. So if you have a lot of kids that don't get a chance to go to a major league ballpark or get them on a minor league ballpark in the district stadium, so we give them that experience. They get to go play games on the field between innings, races, sack races, base running, face painting, the whole nine. So if that's a possibility that we'll love to do for the Perry County.
What about the skills camp?
Now, skills camp, we can come up here and do that.
That's what I'm more interested in, and probably getting sponsorship to get the skill camp to introduce the kids back to baseball.
Yes, I agree with you. I agree with everybody with that, but I'm just saying, as far as an addition, because most of the time when we do our camps, we invite the kids to a local baseball game. So since kind of Montgomery would be far, maybe to get them to a Alabama State game when we do the camp, we can just do the camp whatever day we set between now invite the whole Perry County to that event, and they can come see some college baseball and get autographs and kind of have the whole fan experience. So we can do a two-way thing, but also have a lifetime partnership with you all, like we do in all other states that we are in now.
You have, more than one division, what's your age?
Age, who we deal with,
9, 18, or what's your age?
that who we deal with,
Yeah.
five to college.
5 to college.
And we just say really just pass pro, some of our pro athletes, they come back to our camps in the off season. They kind of get in spring training now, so they won't be here until after October. So a lot of those guys, our pro guys, they come back when they're in the off season and they come participate in our camp. So it just kind of, not necessarily say bears or depends. We here to fit you all needs, so whatever you all would need and want, we have to provide that for you all.
What I need you to do is give us a couple of days for the skill camp between the summer and the end of the school.
So let me ask you all this, when is spring break here? Would anybody know right offhand, or when would be a good time?
I know it used to be, you know when spring break is, your what?
March the 20th.
16 March.
Or when would be a good time, or would you all think, you know, just kind of making it, when we can get the most, when we can get the most kids, when the most kids are pretty much free, done doing whatever they're doing, so we can have the most.
Let us look around spring break so that we would be able to, you know, the kids wouldn't have to lose any time out of school. We still could access the school system to help with transportation, to get them to Montgomery as well at the end of the camp. So they have 1 week skills camp. It would be at both Marion and Uniontown or however we would coordinate it. I would want to have an introductory skill camp so we can just get the interest level for baseball back up for our young people.
Yeah, but we also work on weekends, so you all will know, so we don't mind coming on a Saturday or a Sunday if it's feasible to get the most kids to do the camp. Like it doesn't matter to us at all, like we here to serve the kids, so whatever's good for you all, for day, time, and we'll come with, you know, as we said, we come with the masses, and we're gonna come and just provide everything. You know, baseball, you know, of course, if they have bats, you know, they have their own equipment, so most kids bring their own equipment to their camp, but if they don't have anything, you know, we kind of help provide or get their names and kind of see.
Mr. Calhoun, it's 6 o'clock. Let me call the meeting into order, and then we will get back with you to deal with the date.
Yes, sir.
On our skills camp, so our sponsorship, whatnot, to make sure every kid, regardless of income, will have an opportunity to participate in the camp and the activities. So if you would, we're gonna have the equipment need, so if you would, just hang around a minute for us to get those, because Uniontown High School still have, they still got their baseball for that.
Yeah, still up there.
Okay, thank y'all.
Thank you. Let's call it 6 o'clock, let's call the meeting to order. Let's ask Commissioner Lewis if he would, about this application.
What y'all saying? Pray. Dear Heavenly Father, as we come together, we ask for a spirit of unity. Father, help us set aside our personal differences to work together in harmony for the common good of all the community. May we listen with open hearts and speak with respect to one another. This I pray in the Son Jesus' name. Amen.
That's another, if you Wood. Call the roll.
District one,
Here.
District two,
Here.
District three,
Here.
District four, District five,
Here.
a quorum has been established.
You have before us, before we do it, the written agenda. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
Yes, I make a motion to adopt the agenda with the addition of the vote on the administrator be added to the agenda. Yes, I think that, I have requested, the grant to be accepted for the grant for, County Road 53 to be added also.
That's on
I think
D.
that falls on CDBG grant, that's,
Mhm.
okay, I thought it was the same thing.
I second the motion.
Then moved and properly second that we adopt the agenda with an addition. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, have the same right. We have minutes before you. Is there any corrections?
There was some discussion that we had that wasn't printed, I can't recall exactly what all we said in the discussion. I'm quite sure it was recorded, but, we don't have that mentioned here at all. It has the addition of the two items that I added to the agenda, but none of the, discussion was added.
Well, only action item gonna be included into the minutes, the recordings. And that brings me to a point that I need to bring up, referencing, recordings. Seeing no corrections, all in favor, signify by saying
I
aye.
got corrections. I voted nay on the motion to pay the claim.
Let the record reflect, that, Commissioner Harrison voted no on paying the claims. With that correction, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, have the same right, motion carries. Our EMA director and, our engineer attending a conference in Tuscaloosa. We would deal with J.M. Woods auction and blue, purple wave. I don't know why I want y'all to be blue wave. I guess I'm a Democrat. We deal with purple wave, when the, engineer gets here, and deals with the auction. We do have 3 trucks, that, we, will be delivered on the 1st of, March. Our distributor and our chip sealer was delivered today. So now we can begin doing work on some of the smaller farm and market roads and leveling and whatnot. That's a big plus if people look at the financing, the state bank. We're doing financing, pretty much because we just want to keep, afloat our, cash flow, and I think we will pay both of those pieces off, this year. But, we will go through the financing process to, have everything in place. We had, some emergency plumbing done at the courthouse. Anderson, out of the Marcus, performed that work in the amount of $4,263. We need to approve, that, payment and that work.
Is that clear, the courthouse that is working on?
It's been good working on what we were able to
scope of work, we just cleaned the sewage line from the courthouse back to the main sewage line in the street.
Yeah, and then we put two turnouts.
Clean out.
Clean outs.
Oh,
Put
man.
two clean outs on the line so that we can alleviate having to dig up the sidewalk. The city did come back and replace the sidewalk for them, their sidewalk. So they did come back and replace that. I think yesterday, as I was talking to someone from City Hall, they were going to do that, so they took care of that. Our bill is $4,263. Chair have a motion that we move forward on that. It's moved by Commissioner Long, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lewis, that we retroactively contract and pay Anderson $4,263 for plumbing work. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, have the same right, motion carries. We need a date for the disbursement of check. It should be mailed out tomorrow, but we want to say no later than Friday that it will be, the disbursement of checks will go out no later than Friday, so the chair can give a motion that the disbursement of checks should go out prior to Friday of this week.
Okay, I'll make a motion that, the approval of the disbursement check will be one single check for the full disbursement with, stated to be mailed out tomorrow. And hopefully they can receive it no later than Friday. If we wait Friday, then they'll have it the next week, so.
We understand that, but I just need a motion to say that, it will be dispersed by Friday. We've already taken care of everything else, so we'll just get that in case the mail.
Well, I just wanted to have an addition to it, just to say that we will prepare to send out tomorrow. So we'll be covered on that, it needs to be later than Friday, we did our part by tomorrow. So we need to do it, I feel, as expeditiously as possible.
This is all what we went into executive.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, the motion is that we would have checks prepared by tomorrow and disperse prior to Friday, and hopefully it will, that we may end up taking it down there. We wanna, it's seconded by Commissioner Long. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, have the same right, motion carries. We received a $1,050,000 grant from ADECA through our CDBG process of Sally Zeta funding. We do now have in hand the MOU with the city of Uniontown for County Road 53, so we can move forward on that. ADECA will prepare the bids, and the engineer has already been prepared to make the plans that they will be bidding on. We need to accept the grant from the CDBG grant from ADECA. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Been moved by Commissioner Lewis that we accept the CDBG grant.
Second.
Down $1,050,000. Second by Commissioner Long. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, have the same right, motion carried. We met with Wilcox County, Sheriff Department and their commissioners. They are prepared to continue to allow inmates to reside in Wilcox County on a mutual exchange agreement at no cost to either county. They send inmates to Perry County we wouldn't charge them, but we do have, 6 inmates in Wilcox County. I'm currently, they're not charging them now, so I would like to have a motion that we would enter into a mutual, agreement with Wilcox County on the exchange of, inmates being housed in our local jail.
I make a motion.
Been moved by Commissioner Wood, the second. Second by Commissioner Long. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, have the same right. Motion carries. We talked with our revenue commissioner, and she is desirous of merging some titles in her office. We do have a chief clerk position in the revenue office, but she wants to merge the chief clerk and mapping position as one position. And we need to approve, make one, that she will be the chief clerk now. She still has the same number of employees that the chief clerk's responsibility will be inclusive of mapping, and that will allow us to use some of the reappraisal money from, her office to meet that salary. The salary will still be in the same matrix, lineup as it currently is. Only thing we're doing is adding the job description and the title. So it will be in the matrix as a job that we have. It won't be 2 separate jobs, it'll be just one job, but she's not losing her employee. She's giving the chief clerk a little bit more responsibility. She won't get any more pay this year, but she will be eligible for pay, in the upcoming budget session. It's 3 to 5% is usually the range of step on the matrix. Now, she's advertising right now, and she's advertising in-house right now for the chief clerk mapping position. All right. Let me have a motion to merge the title of chief clerk mapper as being a position within the revenue commissioner's office.
So moved.
Been moved by Mrs. Howes, is there a second?
Second.
Question.
The question is, with this position, the tax assessor will bring back a recommendation if there's a change in the chief clerk, if it comes to her. And that's not gonna go through all this personnel policy.
They have to follow the personnel policies. She will be interviewed,
By her.
or she will be in on interviews. So we're not gonna change the personnel policy. We are a non-discriminatory agency. This is not a meal position, this is a statutory position. So when you have statutory positions, you have to go through the process of scoring and all of that. And we've explained that to Mrs. Smith, she understands the process. We are advertising the process. The question now before us is, are we gonna add this title of mapper to the chief clerk position? Did you wanna add anything to that, Ms. Smith?
No, that's exactly right. Mapping was my position. So I need a chief clerk that I can train up under the mapping system. And with the probate new system, it took a part of my job away. So I need more of a chief clerk than a mapper, because Flagship does most of our mapping.
Okay, my concern was that you were in control of your office and you were really want to make a recommendation.
I'm the one that brought it to them.
Perfect.
Okay.
Make sure that we understand the process, that there are no constitutional offices that independently select employees for the county commission. Make sure that's clear. We got a motion to second, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, that same way, motion carries. And she also wants to, merge the personnel property technician into the appraisal technician, so this will also change how they get paid and from where they get paid. This position here is being advertised, outside of the, county commission workforce. And, I think we had, Ms. Gordon, we had 2 or 3 weeks advertising on it.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, so I think next week, we'll be doing, interviews, we'll give you the applications from the Career Center, as well as any that are coming to. Can you have you turn your phone off, please? Thank you. Let us get a motion to merge the job title of personnel property technician into that of the appraisal technician. That's just simply changing how they get paid. Been moved by Commissioner Long, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Howard, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, have the same, right, motion carried. We'll go back up to the engineer. If you would come forth.
Hey, good evening, Commissioners.
Good evening.
Steve Carter's, conference.
That's you, the head of the head too.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
I really, have, one item we need to cover, it's the time of the year for us to, sell, dump trucks and mobile tractor. And, this first thing we need to cover is the, choose the auction company. We have 2 proposals, one from Jim Wood. The other one is from, Purple Wave. Purple Wave is, they're not a new company, but it's the first time they make a proposal to the county. Just a little background information, their auction is an online auction. We would sell the equipment, from here in the county. We wouldn't have to transport it to an auction site. That, those sales tax or proceeds will come directly back, to the county since we sell them from the county. Our annual truck payment is due next month, so as we've done many years before, we try to have trucks sold and paid off before the, first payment is due. So there's 2 proposals there. Purple Wave, I think their proposal was $850,000 was their guaranteed, amount on, it's 4 dump trucks and 1 low tractor.
That was JU.
That was Purple Wave,
How much was it?
$850,000. The buyer pays the
see that, guaranteed option on the purple?
It's, I think it should be right there on the first
It
page.
should be on the third or fourth paragraph.
I see the 850,000, but I was looking for the, percentage above that.
It's zero. There, you keep all proceeds over the guarantee. We're basically a very straight and simple process.
Oh, so
Anything- anything
you
over-
have zero,
Zero fees to you.
Yeah, 100% to the county.
Is that what we want to talk about?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
And then how much your bid again, 800 what?
Well, here's the guarantee,
How much?
Guaranteed.
850,000.
And you don't charge a percentage, is that right?
No seller percentage.
No seller percentage.
What is it, 995? And they charge how much percent?
7%.
7%.
But what is 7% of 995?
About $6,000, about $7,000.
$69,650.
7,000.
They only pay that, 7% over 995,000 when they charge that percentage, but they do that 7% for whatever amount you get.
They get 7%. However, regardless, but at minimum, they're guaranteeing at least 995.
So is anything above 995 is 7%. As long as it's 7% of 995 is right at $7,000. So we still would receive more back from J.W. Woods than we would if they given us 885 and 0. So, my recommendation is gonna stick with J.W. Woods, as the option. Take a motion that we will allow J.W. Woods to, market, auction off the, county equipment, with a guarantee of $995,000.
7% is still, so if I need $5,000, I have a motion to stick with $800.
Been moved and properly second that we'll, so that J and Woods is the auctioneer, should auction off our equipment. Is there any other question? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, at the same, right? Motion carried.
Okay, so, with that being said, we have to have the trucks at J.M. Wood, March the 10th. We should start receiving new trucks later this week, so, we're gonna have a lap where we're gonna have, trucks. Also yesterday, the chip spreader was delivered. Still have a, time on the asphalt distributor, but the chip spreader is on the yard, and we need to briefly discuss some financial terms. Kansas State Bank will finance the chip spreader and the asphalt distributor, as well as the purchase of 3 new dump trucks and a low-boy tractor. The dump trucks and low-boy tractors, since we sell them every year, the term doesn't matter as much, but on the chip spreader and the distributor,
What's the total price of, chip spread and
the chip spreader is $419,537. The asphalt distributor is $291,496. So we have to do separate loans because of the delivery date.
Yeah, but roughly, $700,000, so that's roughly, 2 years. We pay it off in 2 years.
So, interest rate, is running around 5.4%, for 4 years and, 5.5 for 5 years.
Both of them payment 1 year from the due date.
Be 1 year from, once
So,
the loan is closed.
119 and 8,000, so both of those are good. I would probably go ahead and pay the small amount off first.
What was that second, piece of equipment? Two.
The second is the, asphalt distributor, $291,496.
These are two that's taking us a couple of years to get, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
okay.
But we ordered these back in, November. And, we can, if we're comfortable, we'll be able to take care of the, zipper first.
So you got two loans here, right?
Yes, sir.
And we gotta pay both of them off at the end of the year?
No, so the payments will be a year from the, once you close the loan.
One payment will be 119,000, and the other payment will be 83,000. That's for the year. But we will be paying on these pieces of equipment throughout the year. Attempt to get
Equipment ain't got here yet, right?
Yeah,
The chip spreader was,
Huh?
yes, sir, the chip spreader was delivered yesterday.
And how much gonna be
It
good?
was $419,000.
How much was it, 68,000 and that 83,000?
$119,000 for a quarterly payment,
Um,
or $98,000 for 5 years.
so it's over there on ground, right?
Yes.
I,
Think with one is over there on the ground, or is it like you?
I'm gonna make a recommendation that we own the, chip spreader and go to option 2 at $98,000 a year for 5 years. And the same thing, option 2 for the, asphalt distributor.
68,000.
Yeah, we go to option 2, chair, you know what I'm saying?
What was that, the 5-year period?
Both of them 5 years.
I make a motion to do that.
Been moved by Commissioner Long, that we, select option 2, financing from, State Bank, Kansas State Bank, with payments for the chip spread at $98,030.25 per year. And for the asphalt distributor, $68,261.49 a year. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner House. Any questions? Seeing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
I do want to ask you one thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, one has the interest rate at 5.42, and the other got the interest rate at 5.5. What's this? But they made it a different time or what?
But the year, 1 to 4 years, 1 to 5 years.
No, it's two
Both
different.
will be a 5 years.
Two different machines.
So, what I'm trying to say, I know that, but I guess being made at a different time, the interest
4th.
24.
We have, a truck, the state trooper called me today, we have a truck that is without, headlights on one side and it's running on the road. He indicated that although it was daytime, that the truck was out of compliance and we need to go ahead on and get that truck fixed. I talked with the local, gentleman,
Who was that?
Mr. Lee.
I'm not talking about.
He said he had looked at it.
Any headlights broke out and found it.
He's gonna have to, replace the hood and the light, but we need to get it fixed, and if he didn't give me an estimate, he'll give us an estimate, but I want him to go ahead on and let's do an estimate, get it down there, let him give us an estimate, and then we move back on that. What are y'all doing with the truck, Mr. Kimbrough?
It's a 6-yard dump truck, we haul gravel with it.
Is that one of the new trucks?
Yes, sir.
The headlights knocked out?
Yeah.
Hit a deer or something, what happened with it?
No, sir, gentleman that was, on the local road when he was pulling in the yard, the trailer, he didn't make a line of turn, and the trailer caught the edge.
Jack Knight?
Yeah, they caught the edge of the trailer.
But this is gonna get paid by you.
Well, the insurance is deductible, it's $1,000, so we'll probably have to look at what, his estimate is. I want, a motion to be able to take to,
And give him, you gonna get a price, I think, to the religion of it.
well, we don't have one local body man, and he said he can't fix it, so.
Yeah, I mean, we still need a bid, I mean, my goodness,
I mean, $100,000, we wanna wait around, no, I'm not gonna have them use the truck while the headlight is out. So that's gonna be the truck out of whack. So, we can play around, go down there and get, estimate, wait 2 weeks, come back, and then tell the man to fix it, that'll be another month.
Once you get the estimate, you can send it out by email or text to let everyone know what it is. We decide whether we want to use insurance or just pay for it cash. I just think that just inform the rest of the commission.
I don't think you can take the truck in and kind of pay, we gonna pay for it. You need to estimate, but I'm like, you can text us and let us know, we can get all the pay, we can do it.
You said the body of the truck was damaged and the headlight not being replaced until we can get it.
They're not cheap.
Well, because we can't do proxy voting. I will do that, go ahead on, take it down tomorrow, get an estimate, and then let you all know, and, you know, if it's not, you know, let you all know what it is, and see what you all say, and we move from there. But, we just retroactively approve it after we are.
I'm gonna go and do that.
Okay, motion by Mr. Long that we take it to the local, body shop to get the estimate and inform you all of what the estimate is and move forward on, fixing it.
And I make an amendment to his motion, just to add in, if it's under 2,500, that you go ahead and fix it.
Well, I know it's gonna be more than.
Okay.
You gotta get a whole booth. It's been moved by Mr. Long that we take it to the estimate and, inform you of the estimate, and if it's reasonable, that we move forward on it. If not, we won't. That's second. Second, Mrs. Howe, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those that are right, say right, motion carried. Look for your texts tomorrow, and I'll take that. Can you get the truck down there tomorrow morning, Mr. Kimball? Just happen to give you an estimate, because I'm gonna be done tomorrow, so just get that estimate and send it out to everybody.
Okay.
Also, on the, we got, you inform us on the grant we got for that, that road cross over there,
Oh, yeah. Medline Road. So, Mr. We, applied for and received a, it's called a federal land access, grant, flat and short. It's through the federal government, by that road being in the national forest, it increased our, ranking on the priority list, and it's, to pave, Medline Road from Highway 183, roughly 8.5 miles to, right past Medline, the entrance to Medline Church. It's, the project is, $1.2 million. We've, already forwarded the, proposal back to, National Federal Highway. The funding is supposed to be available in 2027. Nothing changes your, contracts or whatever, so, you do have an opportunity to reach out to any of our congressmen that shares the importance. That would be for that roadway. This road we worked on since I've been here, and we get a lot of, complaints about one opportunity to get it repaired and, get a good road in place for the next 20 years or so.
now, did the estimate come with us, third party bidding it out, or what we gonna do?
No, it's, with us being it out, it also pays for the engineering and the design. We will have to do the inspection, but, everything else it will cover.
This is work through the road that we dedicated to the Forest Service Department, so that was like,
Right.
okay.
Yeah, we were, one of 5 counties in the state that was awarded private, houses as well.
Good job on getting that done. Will this take us done by Reverend Dovine?
No, sir.
Well, that's the next project, I just called Wednesday about Reverend Dovine. So that's gonna be the next one that we need to handle is Reverend Dovine Road. And that bridge. Yeah. Did we, take care of the, dangerous well?
Yes, sir, we got to take care of it.
Okay. And, anybody else have anything? Did we get any indication from our meeting with, S.T. Bone?
So, yes, sir, I spoke with them last week, they were finishing on the new 4-lane bypass in Linden, and they were scheduled to be over here this week. I know they finished the bypass, on yesterday when I met with them. Their plan is to be
Thursday, both rain.
Did you get a chance to check on that drive going to the cemetery that I had you ask for, check for Ms. James?
Yes, sir. We'll get started tomorrow.
You'll be on that tomorrow? Okay.
Any other questions of the engineer?
You got both, you want to go to
Yes, sir. Both, the motor graders are running and we have a new vehicle, motor grader. Doctor, we do want to set up an opportunity to, showcase the motor grader if y'all have some available time.
In the morning?
In the morning, we won't be there, because we already scheduled it.
When did you schedule?
I had scheduled it. I told them I'd get back with them, but tomorrow won't be good because the operator's going to try to on another job.
And what's the status of that, Campbell Training project? Where y'all with the level on that Campbell Training, what y'all do?
Yeah, we'll, we're catching up on some other smaller jobs. We'll get started back. I didn't expect to receive any complaints considering the condition that road was in, but we'll go back and even up those patches so that it'll be more uniform.
And, also, Lakeland Farm.
Lakeland Farm Road.
You don't call yourself pension Highway 6 Thursday?
Yes, sir, we hear some patches on six.
They ain't pension.
But he just getting the machine, to be able to.
So you was cranking the machine.
No, sir.
He just getting the machine.
No, again, considering the condition the road was in.
I mean, you won't bring a wheel off, I mean, maybe move it up a little bit, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
the SAR Church Road, you said you were going.
Yeah. It's next on, once we clean up those patches, it's next on.
And, I remember I said something before, I think y'all one of them one time, but on Taylor Road, from 80 back to the railroad crossing right there, it's got in pretty bad shape again.
Okay.
Just on that land bill,
Yeah.
I need to get that on that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come up with another solution on that, so the amount of trucks that come in there is.
Well, I'm talking about on the south end where the resident is,
You're talking about the other.
I'm talking about on the Highway 80, and
Eighty
80
to the
back
track.
to the railroad track right there, yeah.
The other end won't be as much of the issue, but
did you check into that solution, that civil solution that we had talked about? Is it available?
it is available, it's something that we'll have to do once the weather be warm.
You might call us, so we'll use, some of that, we'll buy that, but we need to ask it, buy that, and,
Okay.
go ahead on and spray that whole road, as much as we can. Probably not do the whole road since, the residents on the other end, and I wanna make sure the residents, are addressed as well as the business.
Okay.
So, the gentleman didn't call you on the other end? Must, he stayed, the option here at 80, he stayed on the end, the country end.
No, I haven't received a call, I rode the whole road today, I cut across from 80 back over to 21, and it was real rough, the other part, it used a little work, but
But he
the north side of it was in bad shape, terrible shape.
He called, was complaining about that end, so I wanna make sure that if you get the solution, give us a amount. So we can go ahead on and tell them to get that taken care of, so we can get it ordered. And we'll be in place to distribute out on that, and Nelson Road, I don't want all the water to wash all the rocks away before you get up there. Up on the Springfield Church Road,
Oh, okay.
make sure that the rain will take all the rocks off. She's so happy now. I'm happy full, so I don't want her to be unhappy.
Okay.
Make sure we get that taken care of.
Who's this that curve in front of your church road that, they come talk to us about? Burning up. Still the main curve.
What about the Cornell Road?
They, I didn't check commissioner, but they were supposed to start patching it.
I thought I saw somebody here till after me.
Yeah,
Did they start?
yeah. They did some, but it's a lot of potholes. It seemed like
Just
they.
get with it, excuse me, just get with it now.
Okay.
Okay. We'll gas pumps.
The pumps are on order, I guess hopefully we're about a week out. We're into the 30 weeks since the order. So he was thinking it was gonna take about 4 weeks before we get it.
So we still going through the same process that we had.
As far as us, getting fuel, each employee will have I don't know if we do a card or a code for each employee. And that number will be assigned to them. So, you'll be able to track, what employee or if you wanna do it by vehicle, what vehicle is, getting fuel. The only vehicles or the only equipment would be like, bush hogs or motor graders. We usually carry fuel out in the field to, fuel those, pieces of equipment up. But when we get it from the pump, whoever's doing the delivery, we still have a record of how many, gallons of, fuel they get.
Okay. Anything else for the engineer? Anything on the EMA?
No, sir. Well, the only other thing on the EMA, ADEP is, supposed to be sending out a notice on how they will go about with the, Zeta fund. So, we've already spoke with the, engineering firm that's doing the design. So they're ready once ADEP gives us the guidelines on how, they will go about.
The ADEC is supposed to also do the advertising for the 53 project. Now, we already have plans in, they say. And once we get the bid, I'm almost on the point now where SC Bond is just not being responsible. So, if they're not gonna be responsible, it should be part of the bid process. Take a bid and then wait a little amount of time before you even get started on it. If you check all the mitigation, aspects of that contract.
Yes, sir. So they did install sign. So that, they met the requirement of starting within, I think it was within 30 days.
How many days do they have to complete the job?
They have 30 days to complete the job, but in those 30 days, you have reasons for not working, if it's weather related, holidays. So they still have a couple days left.
County Road 12, they still calling asking about County Road 12. What we need to do?
security matters will get taken care of. And we will, access one or two other things that we may have at our disposal to get some money to do that particular end of the road. How many miles was that we were talking about? We were going from city limits to 183.
Yeah, it was, right at 10 miles from the city limits.
Okay. But they are, we did get notice, this week, or yesterday, while we were in DC, that they will give us a second round of Sally's money. Money was left to be distributed, so we are looking for a second round. And if it's a second round, of course, that particular project, is already in opera to get taken care of. So, we'll be good then. If there's nothing else, for the engineer. Legal. Sir. Thank God, well, he was looking for me, got to take care of. Clerk.
Yes, we have a few things to report. We did receive the payroll audits back, and this year we had no issues on the payroll audits. We worked on it last year, and that audit came back very positive. We are happy for that. It was a team effort, the entire office worked together to make it happen, and, yeah, the payroll audit was successful. We also did an India application with assistance with burial from the office.
We need to take that up now. We have a indigent burial and Uniontown out of the village. 1,495 for the place. We need to retroactively approve that. Indigent burial, he was a resident of Napa, Perry County, District 5. Had no property, had no immediate family. So we contacted to verify information. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah. I think it's in motion.
Been moved by Commissioner Lewis that we pay the indigent, burial in the amount of $14.95, second by Commissioner Long. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, have the same right, motion is carried. I think this is the second one this year, and this fiscal year. Anything else?
Just to tell you, we are working on the county risk inspection that was done earlier this month, and we didn't have many issues, and the issues that we did have was, repairable. So we're working on that.
What about the insurance? You indicated earlier that we had some properties that were not, insured, but we were paying, utilities on it. You all get those?
Yeah, we are, well, today, my computer's are down, so, we're gonna get those fixed, but we did discover that the commission had been paying for the farmer's markets. And it had not been on the insurance. So right now, liability to the commission.
Could you get a list compiled of all those additional items that will go on the insurance and disseminate that out to the members so that they will be aware of the, items that will be added to our insurance, but no doubt it will increase our, premium. We did get a check back from, the insurance. How much was that check?
The insurance check that we had received, I came out and called on, the $26,000 that we got last year when we went through an audit, the things that needed to be taken off of the insurance, we did get that $26,000 check.
Okay. It's imperative that those things, Ms. Kimbrough, just interrupt, but we need to make sure that we go through, the highway department and get those, items that are up on the E of insurance. We got quite a few, pieces of equipment that was on the insurance that's inoperable. So we need to go ahead on and salvage those items and at our next meeting. Let us put that, on the agenda, this salvage material. So we don't do nothing. I don't know what scrap going for that. So we can't do nothing else. And do something out of it. Anything else?
That's basically it, but we have not, and do not at the moment have coverage on the storm shelter in Newtown. So these are the things that we were working on getting coverage for, the two pavilions and the playground equipment at the county parks, because they have never been, put under insurance for some reason, and that's what I'm doing. And we are working to get the reserve, we did work, the reserve deputies from the past administration was on the, insurance, and so we have gotten those off. So, yeah, we have been, busy trying to take care of all of our business for the commission. So that is it. That's it.
Commissioner, hey, on the, pavilions, they wanted us to come up with a coverage, for replacement. Is one cover pavilion, cement foundation?
I thought it was two, and you?
Yeah, the second one has, restroom, men and women's restroom. And, both, cement foundation, the one with the restroom is, larger than the other.
But they want us to give them what we think.
Right.
That's pretty, unique. And concrete ain't gonna burn. I don't know what would burn them, but
The roof and the support, is all it is.
What are we talking about?
At the, Highway 80 Park, flowers, rebels.
And they want to cover fire,
I guess,
Replacement,
coverage on it.
right.
I
Well,
guess-
the replacement cost of replacement structure, they burn,
I guess $40,000 for each pavilion would probably cover it. You know? No, restaurants on the higher. Well, you didn't live, you had some property, evaluation classes, so whatever you said is, you send it down there to them and they'll see what it is.
okay.
On the lake, and we got the lake tested this year. I think we're supposed to be testing the lake, and make sure that the postage are no fishing signs. The sign had fell down or something,
If there was no swimming sign, I think you're gonna have issues tell them not to fish.
I think we had no fishing, though. We didn't get we never did get the water tested for the
There was a no swimming sign that we had posted. I never seen a no fishing sign.
But we supposed to get the water tested before we, so we wouldn't assume any liability if somebody caught a fish and they got sick from the fish. We had some, and I'm almost sure it was no fishing at your own risk or something. We had some disclaimer, and the sign is not there, Mr. Blackstone. So we need to, get some signage there. Mr. Attorney, if you would check with, Prince to see what the sign needs to say, on the fishing, because we were supposed to have got somebody to test the water. And we may still need to get fish hatchery or somebody to go out there and test that water, that algae in that water, and make sure we wouldn't be liable for anybody fishing it. And y'all did, we do need to get that, scrap material from the, under the hill. We need to do an inventory, so to make sure that all that equipment that's up under the hill that's not operating, comes off our insurance.
Okay.
So if you can get, CB or one of the guys to coordinate that. Okay, we down to, I want to discuss the administrator position, Mr. Lewis.
Yes, sir, I had asked to put a vote on the administrative position. There was some action that was taken from within the office, and I don't really want to get into that publicly, but I just felt like it was best that we end our agreement that we had with the administrator. I wanted to make a motion on ending that agreement tonight.
Well, we don't
Second.
have an agreement in place right now, and I guess
All
you,
the way.
you and, I and Mr. Chestnut probably need to get together before we take any official action, and then if official action is needed, then we'll move forward on that. But at this point, we probably need to wait till we can, are you in town the rest of this week?
Yes, we have a attorney sitting here now. I don't know what action we need to discuss. Is there any
Yeah,
action that you presenting us from moving forward?
There's a motion, a second, and it's probably,
It's no motion. There's no motion on the floor, we were discussing his issue.
So you did not discuss it?
So let me run the meeting.
I'll make a motion to end our agreement.
Can I ask a question? What are you trying to do? What are we trying to do?
Make a motion.
What are you trying to do?
Trying to make a motion to end the agreement that we have with the administrator for termination.
Why?
So if you had a contract agreement, we would have a contract before. We don't have a contract agreement. We made a motion to name with 6 months evaluation. 6 months have not occurred. I don't see how we can jump from,
She was named with 6 months on a probationary period.
and we got a probationary period, you are correct, we do have.
Within that 6 months, if any action that you find or I find that reason for termination, you can terminate within those 6 months.
Well,
Just the attorney with a 6 month probationary period, you don't have a guarantee to work out 6 months. It's just like if I get a job with 90-day probationary period, I can be terminated within those 90 days.
For good cause, and I
Yes, I have for good cause.
That's what I'm saying, that's why we need to discuss your cause of action before we take an official action. I haven't been privy of any action that would cause termination. So if you would give us that, courtesy, that we will go ahead on and meet with you to see what, have an informal hearing, so that we can see what is being alleged or what is taking place, so that we can act appropriately on that. Let us, know,
What is the procedure that you, what is the procedure?
let us know that pay the claim.
What is the procedure?
I like this discussion.
To hear the discussion, since you want to allow motion now, Mr. Kelly, if I recall, we still have not approved the minutes from 11, 12, and 25, is that correct? I didn't have a. Okay, well, within that minute, the administrator's, contract had expired. Okay, now, if it's expired, how do we justify paying a position that there's not a position there?
The position wasn't, the
It's
person was
expired.
named, and the fact that you did not approve the minutes does not mean that there's not a
It actually
record.
wasn't taken.
It is not, does not mean there was not a record of what took place in the meeting.
It does
So
not.
therefore, we need to,
What do you approve minutes for?
what we need to do is to find out what discrepancy or what action, or cause of action that Mr. Lewis has. And then we will move according to his action. I'm not privy of any action
Okay.
called for a termination. So if we can get that, if we can get to that point, because
And
it's,
I believe, and I don't even talking, but my motion was to have her as an at-will employee, so we don't need to have an informal hearing.
but you don't have,
You
you
don't
cannot
have
be a
policy
state,
procedures.
you cannot be a statutory employee and a will employee. The clerk was, the administrator is a statutory employee. Once the person was named,
Not that I know of, is that
well,
true? That the, administrator is a statutory employee? Last
we
time
did that, we did that in 2008.
She was under contract.
She's not on contract.
She was.
She was until he named her. And once he named her, she became a statutory employee.
But the-
Nothing is gonna happen at this point right now. So we need to move forward and get this resolved, so we can find out what it is that Mr. Lewis has. And if it's something that
When
requires
that
termination,
Lewis had, because if I vote no and everybody else vote yes, I vote yes, no, she still has a job.
but if you have a cause of action, everybody is due process. And that no due process has been in place at this point. And I'm saying that we need to have due process to move forward on this. No, we're gonna have a motion to pay the contract.
What's the process for fixing a worker down there without a contract? What's the process on that?
When you approve the grant and doors to move forward, that was.
Yeah.
You know that you got, you know that you have to have.
We're gonna, motion to pay the claims. Do we have a motion to pay the claims?
So we need
The
to.
motion to pay the claims, is there a second? Is there a second?
Okay, point of order, we have a motion and a second on the
The
floor.
motion is out of order because we do not have the legal cause of action to bring forth. I'm asking for that to be brought forth so that we can have afforded due process to everybody. There's nothing gonna happen that's so egregious tonight that we can't sit down with me and discuss this and move forward on whatever direction we're gonna go. Can we get the deal, please? You make a motion. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Motion passed. Who's seconding the motion to pay the claim?
No,
That's what we're voting on. We're voting on paying the claim. That's what the motion said.
That's it.
So we
Vote 'em down.
made motion to pay the claim.
Vote them down.